Good morning. Day 5 of our adventure begins. Well, my day started a few hours ago. It's 9 o'clock. The sun is coming out today. I have it on good authority. I can see the sun. Yesterday's forecast was sunny and I did not see the sun much. But today, the sun is coming out. The trail is still going to be soaking wet, I'm pretty sure. Both sides of this, down and up, will be plenty wet. But my feet are already wet from yesterday still, so not a big deal. I put on my drier pair of socks, which is to say the ones that were wet. Here, look at this beautiful trail. As long as the battery holds out. This camera has been eating batteries, so we got to enjoy what we can while we can. I don't know when it's going to decide to screw me over next. It was cold last night. I don't know if it was 30s, but that was definitely some low 40s, and probably still is low 40s. But they say maybe around 60 up high later, so sounds like a beautiful day. I will show it to you when we get there. This is just going to be some squishy hiking for now. But there definitely will be some views if the batteries are willing. I rather doubt this camera can catch it. The sun is cooking the wet ground. It's creating a little cloud that's coming up, floating up this side of this hill. It's very faint. You can see it's kind of hazy here. And over here it's clear. It's just where the sun has been able to heat up this valley over here a little bit. Yes, it's a beautiful day in the forest because the sun is coming out today. We're pretty sure of it. I felt like I had my summer hiking legs back for a bit. Then I realized I was going downhill as soon as I had to go uphill. I didn't have my summer legs back. It goes away fast. Thankfully, I have all the wisdom I gained about camping in the rain and hiking in the rain. So, getting up this morning and putting on wet socks was not the end of the world. Because yesterday I had to put on wet pants, wet underwear, wet socks, wet shirt. Today everything else was pretty dry. Whoa! As long as they don't break my leg. There's that beautiful sunshine there. It's distracting me. I was looking at that instead of the trail. And this is the sort of trail where a person should look where they're going. So I will pull you out again in a bit. Battery's filling. Well, We made it down the other side. Stopped in the parking lot, had a little trail magic, surprisingly enough. Wasn't expecting anything this time of year. I got a donut, bag of Cheetos, Mountain Dew. Not bad for late September. Hell, might even be. No, it's still September. I don't know what day it is. That's a good sign. It means we're having fun. No, it's Thursday. I can tell because the sun came out. Now we're going to climb this mountain. They say it's 3.5 miles to the top. I know it goes up. I don't know, 2,500 feet or something. It's gonna take a while. But it's beautiful right now. And then later, it gets prettier. So, I will see you up there. Now we're going up. None of these are the top of the mountain. I don't think that one is either. Maybe, I don't know. There's a bunch of false summits on the way. So I don't get my hopes up until I see the sign at the top. It says they're at the intersection. Then I know that it's close. But yeah, what a day for it. Finally, we can see something. It's pretty wet though. But beautiful forest. Yeah, going up. I think that's our mountain over there. We had a few more lumps to get over first. We just climbed a big lump. The first time I climbed up here, I foolishly thought I was getting close. Now I know. You're never close until you see that sign at the top. Might have to stop for lunch. Yesterday's mountains? don't know if you can see that hole down there. That's where we were this morning. We're getting awfully close to this mountain now. We'll have to come down off this lump we're on and then climb up there. They don't make it easy. You can't just go straight there. I had to stop for lunch. It was getting late. I don't know. I know it's after 1. It's probably getting closer to 2 now. Belly said, put something in here. Mossy. A little cooler up here. I'm soaked in sweat though. Don't worry about me. I'm not cold. Not now. When I stop. Well, we're either getting somewhere or not, but it's definitely a different forest up here. The trees are the right height. It tells you you're getting close to the top. There. Trees are starting to change color. Those trees were all green when we started this trip. It was cold last night. It's gonna be cold again tonight. I'm betting they'll have even more color tomorrow. I think this might be it. If we go over here and there's a sign, and there is, that concludes our up for the day. There's enough sunshine to cast a shadow. That's something to celebrate. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. I was envisioning it. I'm stronger and braver than I've ever been. But I still think I would get up to about there. And I would stop. I can climb cliffs. Hand over hand, narrow ledges. But something about a ladder. So we're going to look at this beautiful cloud instead. That is a nice one. All right, which one do you think is the trail? Alright, I think this is actually a trail. It becomes much less defined once you get off the Appalachian Trail onto this side of the Grafton Loop. Well, we made it all the way to Slide. It was tempting to stop at Bull Branch. I could hear the brook. It sounded very good. But it only took us an hour to get there from the top of Speck. Figured it'd be another half hour here. It's 40 minutes. It's a little over a mile. But it'll put us closer in the morning. There's good water here. My toes hurt. Too much downhill in wet socks, I think. Hopefully they work that out overnight. We got some more downhill tomorrow. We got to go up a mountain, but then we'll have to go down the other side of it. So. But yeah, it was a day. Certainly, we had some views for a change. Some sunshine. That really helps, boy. But hopefully tomorrow is just as nice. We've had enough rain this summer, Lord knows. But it's about 5 o'clock. I'm ready for bed. No, making soup. Let's try to get rehydrated here. I'm a little dry. Probably should have brought more water for the day, but I was optimistic it would go faster. It didn't go bad. Should be peaceful night here, seems like. Squirrels, but I slept in this site before. I slept on the other side before. But it didn't look like it was very good for hammocking tonight, so. Site number 2 it is. Well, that's it for me for today. We will see you tomorrow morning. I don't want to see you bright and early, but maybe. You never know. Probably not. Alright, night. Good morning. Let's see if we've got enough battery on this to say good morning. This may cut off suddenly. It's a very late morning. It's about 9:30. Took a long time to get up the courage to put on these boots this morning. Wet socks. Steep mountains. They've taken their toll. I've got blisters in a place I've never had blisters before. These boots are too small. I've outgrown them, oddly enough. My feet have grown a lot the last year or two. But they're very expensive boots. I hate to give them up. I've had them for many years. I have 2 pair of them. Swap them back and forth. When one's at the cobbler, I've got the other one. They were always perfect until I started hiking too much. Put some orthotics in there. Now suddenly I think I may need to go up a few sizes. But yeah, the toes are mangled. Here, look at the beautiful morning instead of me. I heard a bird singing. The squirrels allowed me to live. These red squirrels up here are very territorial. And one gave me like a bluff charge yesterday. I was almost looking for my stick. I thought he was really going to attack me. Well, it's a beautiful morning. I'm going to stop complaining about my feet. I'll try not to mention them again. But what we are going to do is go over Sunday River Whitecap. One of my favorite mountains. shouldn't see any people today, but you never know. There was a lot of people yesterday. You're hiking on the AT. So I was surprised the day before that there weren't more people. But I guess with the weather, people were holed up. I was talking to one hiker yesterday. He said he's noticing it's getting colder when it rains. In the summertime, you kind of like it when it rains. It cools you off. But this time of year, especially if you try to stop, you can hike in the rain as long as you keep moving. As soon as you stop, it's cold. Well, if I don't fall off these bogboards, I'll give you the view. Here's where we camped on the other side of that mountain last night. That speck we were on top of yesterday. It's Table Rock where we came down yesterday. Over there you can see the baldpates, west in front, east in the back. Those were Wednesday. Whoa. That board wasn't stable, but it's the only spot I could see all the mountains at once. We're not to the top, but we're about to break out into the open here pretty soon. So, I think we can see Vermont today. It's been a while since I've seen Vermont. Can definitely see Maine. Getting closer. But this is so pretty here, I had to show you. The whole damn mountain is pretty. Pardon my language, but the whole gosh darn mountain is just really pretty. I like this one. I like them all, but, well, maybe not all of them. Camel's Hump. Well, there was that one other one too I didn't like. Yeah, the color's coming in on those trees. peaceful here. We'll go down and up and down and up and down. I think there's one more hiding on the other side of that. Just enough up to work, but mostly down. Here, from here we can pretend the summit is empty. Don't look that way. Remembering me out here in the snow. There was nobody else here that day. I would have been really bummed. That took me 3 days to get here. Things are much happier on this side of the mountain. The birds are singing. Yeah, this was really neat in the snow. I don't know if I'll ever do that again, but it's a good memory. Yeah, the trees are definitely turning. It's fall now. Well, I should put my poles to work and climb down this mountain so I can climb up the next one and so on and so forth. But this is very pretty. You know, it is. I always like to pull you out when I see something pretty. I always think of you. Sergeant Brook. And you know there's water. There's water over here. If there's water here, there's definitely water flowing from the brook down there. This isn't normally flowing here. I already got water on the trail. I figured there was no sense in going down here to get it. It's 2 o'clock. It's too early to camp, which is a shame because this is a really nice quiet campsite. It's the first campsite I ever made on the Grafton Loop many years ago. Turned around and went home in the morning. It was cold, it was wet. It was a really bad idea. If I knew then what I know now, it probably would have gone a lot better. But yeah, I didn't know much in those days. Not like now. I'm so wise. Yeah. But yeah, we'll toddle on over these lumps. We'll go down and camp it. I think they call it Bald Mountain tent site. It's well below Bald Mountain. But it's kind of noisy over there. You can hear people's houses. You can hear the road. The Notch, it's not as quiet as it used to be. It used to be a very sleepy place. There's a lot more houses out here now than there used to be. A lot more people. Well, I just chugged a liter of water, so I'm going kind of slow. It's the best place to carry it. Oh, this is so beautiful out here. I hate to hike. I wish I could just sit and camp and look at it, but better to be closer to the road in the morning. We are on top of one of those lumps I pointed out to you earlier. I think this one's Stowe, the other one's Bald. Very common mountain names, so hard to say. It doesn't matter what I think. What matters is that there's this beautiful sunlit moss. And we've stopped climbing, which is usually a good thing. And we're going to go down and then right back up. But that's New England. You get used to that. But this, you never get used to. There's some late season bugs. Yeah, I don't know which mountain we're on now, but I'll stop guessing. If I cared, I could fill out GPS and see. But we're on something. I'm pretty sure we'll go over there next. That's usually what we do. I thought there was still one more notch that I didn't remember going through. This one must be it. Sure wouldn't want to try to follow this trail in the dark. It's pretty tricky in spots to guess which way you're supposed to go. There's little indicators sometimes, pile of rocks. I remember coming through here in the snow was quite the challenge. I was relying on the GPS a lot in spots. Some places you could tell, other places you couldn't tell. Oh, this is very civilized. Yeah, the old ones had gone. They were getting pretty scary to use. But I'm not sure how many years it's been since I've been on this side of the loop. I've been doing half loops. That's better. You get a much better ride if I clip you in. And I can walk a lot faster. Could have used another one here. Just saying. I see sign. Bald Mountain, they say. I don't know. You can call it whatever they want. I'm calling it home. Not sure I ever set up a hammock here. But I see trees, so we'll probably find something. You know, there's tent platforms. I've camped on those before. Bear box. I'll see you in a bit. Well, we've made a lot of progress. Water's been made. Soup was had. Camp was set up. We've got some place to sleep. This brook is babbling up a storm. I keep thinking there's people. It's just the brook. I have to be careful about sleeping too close to babbling brooks. I'll wake up in the middle of the night scared there's people surrounding me. I just hear voices. I don't know what to tell you. Gonna psych myself up for dinner. Got another giant double portion of chicken gumbo to work through tonight. I managed to finish the one the other night. Let's see if I'm hungry enough for this. It's a huge thing. It's one of the few times when a double portion is actually enough for 2 people, I think. Well, I'm going to have dinner eventually. And then go to bed. I'm tired. Go home tomorrow. It's been 6 days. Tomorrow counts as a day, but it's like 2.5 miles to the parking lot. So even with these bruised and battered feet, they should be able to make it. But yeah, gonna have to figure out something about getting some new boots for a growing boy. My feet are just too big for these now. I've never had them do this before. I walked 600 miles in them this summer, so I'm guessing I've grown more since then. Been hiking a lot of miles. Oh well. If you know, you know. It's hard to stop. So let's say goodnight now. Or night-night, as we say. And yeah, we'll finish this up with a quick little toddle along this beautiful brook in the morning. Hopefully more sunshine. I don't know. Can't promise. Good morning. Day 7. In some ways fortunate, in some ways unfortunately, is upon us. We have to go home. We've eaten all the food. Well, there's still a little cheese left. But yeah, we don't have supplies to stay longer. Our ride is coming. Oh, look at this beautiful morning in the forest. I sure have been. It's a bit after 9. Later. We got like about 2.5 miles to the parking lot. I'm not sure what our target time was. I didn't get the message when they left home. I got a message when they were on the road. So I'm not sure when I'm supposed to be there. But look at this. Yeah. Gotta soak it up while I can. It's gonna be winter soon. It's beautiful out here in the winter, but it's a lot more work. I think that was the last time that I camped here was in the winter. And I think that might be why it was so loud. It's because there were no leaves on the trees. The sound really carries in the winter time in the cold. .8 to the road, 0.6 from there to the parking lot. If you believe the signs. Alright. This is a beautiful little trail, but it crosses the brook too many times for my taste. I like to walk next to a brook. But you gotta break stride to cross them. Stop and think, make sure you don't fall in it. Out of the forest, onto the snowmobile trail. Look, it's Puzzle Mountain. We could do another lap. You can see some trees up there. You can see some trees here too. It's hard to see color up close yet. It's just little bits. Well, I don't know how much of that epic descent is going to show up in the video that you're watching right now. But I managed to do almost the entire descent in one shot without saying a word. So That's getting a video of its own. Sorry, these caught my eye. I don't know the names of anything. That's not my business. But I do stop and appreciate something pretty when I see it. Look at these. It's not winter yet. But I don't know. That might be goldenrod. That usually means winter's coming. I saved a little battery to say goodbye because wasn't sure what would be left. That waterfall was beautiful, and the hike just follows it for a long time. And in this direction, it's all downhill. So going the other way, if you're starting out your hike the other direction, climbing up that waterfall with your food for 3 days or whatever you're going to do, it's a slog. I go this way now. I used to go the other way. I think this is the way to go. And you can do your skinny dip at the end of the hike, so I hear it's a tradition. I'm not gonna do it today. Wherever, probably. But I get naked in the wilderness. I've come across people skinny dipping there before, so I know that people may see you. It's one thing if you're 2 days deep into the woods somewhere. It's just the moose and the bear. Squirrels. Yeah. Well, this has been a beautiful hike, that's for sure. I mean, it was really wet and my feet hurt, but you know. That's nothing new. That's what I was thinking when I put on my boots this morning. You've felt this before. It's not new. But I don't know if there's anything more coming this year. Hockey season is about to go full bloom. I think the first games are next weekend. Oh man, once hockey starts, that's it. Hope that kid wins. At least has some fun. We're putting a lot of travel on this year. But if I have to give up backpacking for her hockey, that seems a reasonable trade. I can't believe how quiet it is around here this morning. Usually there's motorcycles ripping up this road. Trucks. Everybody went somewhere else today. It's beautiful. Said it was a bird. Yeah, it's a suspension bridge. You can feel it. And I'm glad to have it. I enjoy a good wilderness, but I appreciate a good bridge. I'd have to take my boots off for this one. Well, if we're not swimming, I guess we better keep going. Can you feel the bounce? Well, that's certainly been an interesting week. Yeah, it's not really quite a week. 7 days. Let's see, I think I want to go with this. Sorry. This is private land. I don't want to walk into somebody's backyard or through their fields. They're nice enough to let us walk through it. Gotta be respectful. Watch for signs. But wow, lots of fun. If you're looking for information on this loop, like actually backpacking it, look for one of my previous loops, like the full loop. It'll say it in the title. But much more informative as far as backpacking in 3 nights. Maybe have better views. Gotta have better views. But yeah, this was a casual, relaxing hike. And if you've made it this far, you may be into watching long-winded people backpacking. If you haven't seen the Long Os Loop from this summer, look for that on the site. That'll keep you busy all winter, because that was 57 days of fun. I used the word really loosely. No, it was great. But 57 days is a lot of fun. So, I'm going to sign off here. We're just about out to the road. And we'll see how far away my ride is. But, yeah, it's been a great year. Great week. I don't know what comes next. Usually I'd mention where I'm gonna go next. I don't know. So it's been fun. Hope you had fun too.